new range of monsters referred to as the Smiling Critters have been introduced to the Puppy Playtime universe for the Chapter 3. The idea behind them was to create relaxing and soothing plushies in order to help children fall asleep. Each smiling critter wears a large, uncanny grin, which looks more eerie than calming and approachable. They each have a unique scent as well, which were originally thought to help with the children's relaxation. The scents are based off a specific type of plant or flower. Bobby Bearhawk has the scent of a rose, who is explained to be kind and compassionate, with her friendly persona making everyone feel comfortable around her. This description bears sinister subliminal messages that each of these dolls have a specific persona, clearly depicting that a soul or sentience were merged with them. Bubba Buffalant, a blue elephant, is described to be the smartest of all the critters. He is wise and advocates for the best decisions and choices for anyone around him, encouraging children to be good listeners and make the best decisions possible, and effectively be responsible and smart. Additionally, it has the scent of lemongrass, which has been scientifically proven to have a range of health benefits, some of which are relaxing and soothing properties. Catnap, on the other hand, is a purple cat with the scent of lavender. Catnap has one main purpose: to help his friends all fall asleep. He is a calming presence who wants to ensure anyone around him goes to sleep to kickstart a new day, being fully fresh. Lavender correspondingly is known to have properties helping one sleep well. Another critter by the name Craftycorn is a small unicorn whose purpose is to promote arts and craft, encouraging children to engage in innovative tasks and create. Her scent is jasmine, which has healing and pain relief properties. Dog Day, on the other hand, is an orange dog plushie which has the scent of vanilla. He is the strong, determined critter who is very encouraging no matter what, helping his friends keep on going and carrying on with any task or plan. Happy Hopscotch is a green bunny with the scent of peppermint. She is hyper and encourages her friends to engage in whatever activity they can. Due to her hyperness, she can at times be loud and impatient. She might seem to want to do things quickly and jump from one activity to another. Kicking Chicken is a yellow chicken plushie with the scent of Lang Lang, who is the cool critter. She has a positive and upbeat persona who doesn't let anything hold her back, and he encourages this outlook to anyone around her. And finally, we have the pink Picky Piggy with the scent of citrus. She is the playful critter, yet with a sound mind fueled by a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle. She can be seen holding an apple and having the symbol, despite the stereotype of what pigs are like. She encourages healthy diet, good sleep, well-balanced lifestyle, while having a playful and active mind. Therefore, the critters are an essential piece of the entire puzzle, all complementing each other for a perfect lifestyle. To have a balance, enjoy the life, work hard, be active, be wise and make good decisions, and yet socialize and have fun. At first, they would seem like a perfect addition to the mascot and toys range in the Playtime Co., adding value to a healthy life of a child, being wise and encouraging, promoting a responsible life. But to understand the real reason behind their creation, we need to go back, analyzing the backstory of one of the orphans in the facilities. Theodore Gamble, a 7-year-old child kept in the Home Sweet Home section of the facility where the orphans are kept, becomes a notorious and well-known child amongst his peers due to having an imaginary friend. Considered to be isolated, not having any friends, being strangely odd, and having troubles. In a sketch, Theodore is drawn in purple ink with curly hair, reminiscent of the color associated with Catnap, sitting on a bed while a skeletal arm comes out with darkness underneath the bed, closely resembling the iconic arm belonging to Experiment 1006, or better known as the Prototype, who brought about the collapse of Playtime Co. Due to Theodore's bizarre behavior, shyness and isolated persona, specially explaining he has an imaginary friend who specifically commands him to do certain activities, Joel Sinclair, the counselor of Home Sweet Home department, schedules therapy sessions for him to understand him better. Theodore is caught at times investigating offices of the personnel within the facilities, which he claims his imaginary friend directed him and instructed him them to do so, which the personnel dismiss as childish imagination and take off the blame that he has any other sinister intentions to sabotage Playtime Co. Time goes by, with Playtime Co. not batting an eye, not noticing anything out of ordinary, until one day they find Theodore being badly electrocuted with burns, being carried to the hospital by paramedics in a poor condition on the brink of death. He was found in the lower facilities, opening the maintenance door, sneaking out of the home sweet home. Despite looking like a shy, isolated kid on the surface, his stealth and expertise allowed him to skillfully sneak out of home sweet home without being picked up by the surveillance. Passing right through, reached the emergency exit, opening the maintenance door to freedom. This leaves the personnel baffled to how a 7-year-old would be capable of any of that. Investigating more into the case, it is thoroughly explained how any of this would be possible. Unveiling his imaginary friend was anything but imaginary. In fact, it was the prototype, or experiment 1006, all along, orchestrating the entire plan, instructing Theodore to steal some equipment without the personnel noticing. 2 grab packs and 2 green hands, opening the maintenance door, leading to an emergency exit through a tunnel while sabotaging the surveillance system. It is revealed opening the door would require 2 people, hence the other individual is assumed to have been the prototype. So it becomes clear the prototype used a shy and easily manipulated kid, influencing a child like Theodore to open the maintenance door and escape the confines of Playtime Co., being so well thought out that no one noticed anything until it was too late. However, despite the plan working perfectly in the prototype's favor, he never manages to escape being caught and apprehended, and this information is only provided in hints and telltale signs, as the higher-ups act very discreetly and secretively about it. An internal investigator into the incident notes that whoever the prototype is and how it was a very personal plan to escape the confines of the Playtime Co., being a perfect plot to find a way out. The prototype didn't leave the facilities because Theodore was electrocuted by the grab pack hands due to not being experienced with them as a 7-year-old child. Despite seeming like a selfish and monstrous individual, despite what he has endured and the desperate desire to escape and experience freedom, Experiment 1006, the prototype, doesn't escape, instead saving Theodore's life, passing him to the faculty members so he can be revived and rescued. Therefore, the prototype heavily cares about the children and the subjects to the experiments, who sacrificed his own freedom to save Theodore, who would have surely died if it wasn't for Experiment 1006, who meticulously devised the plan to escape, but due to a small hiccup in the plan, he chose to stay and save Theodore, which says a lot about his character and who it is. We could even see how much he cared about Mummy Longlegs despite her troubled mind and deluded persona, trying to put her back together and save her after she was crushed. Based on this, we can see how much the prototype cares about the children and the subjects, despite its indifferent hatred and grudge against the personnel of Playtime Co., who deserve all the hate that they get. This, unfortunately, leads to Playtime Co. taking more initiatives to put more controls on the orphans and prevent any more future attempts of escaping. They carry out an experiment in the Bigger Buddies initiative, making Catnap much larger to keep an eye on the children, integrating a special smoke within him which would produce an anesthetic vapor or fume, making the children go to sleep. They add a scent to it as well, being lavender, trying to cover the fact that they are drugging the children. The Playtime Co. then decide to choose Theodore as a candidate for the experiment to create Catnap, having cutting-edge material to be nimble and flexible as a normal cat, having contorting and retractable bones, allowing it to fit through tightest of places. Despite the larger Catnap working like a robot, down with each beat, performing each task perfectly with no flaw, it starts being influenced by the prototype yet again whenever they are put in a room together, with Leith Pierre even describing him as docile, but a lost puppy finding its owner whenever it sees 1006. so it's possible in the future it would act out dangerously towards the personnel of Playtime Co. So it becomes evident that Catnap has a child mentality, being very impressionable, looking up to Experiment 1006 as a father figure, following him to a beat which raises concerns to Lathe Pier. Soon enough, this is followed by Catnap being corrupted. Instead of producing a nice lavender smell, having a foul odor, being anything but welcoming. The person inspecting the toys and dolls also notes that the clear smoke has turned red, being anything but what it was to be. Subsequent videos portraying the smiling critters precisely depict what Catnap is capable of now and what the red mist looks like. The cartoon videos show the critters being scared during a howling windy night, when Catnap appears, being welcomed by all the critters, happy to see him. That's when he suddenly produces the infamous red smoke, which causes the critters go into a frenzy of laughter, as if losing their minds, seeming anything but comfortable and calming, which is followed by them all falling unconscious, seemingly dead, but supposedly sleep. Catnap then sits in the center of the room, wearing an ominous grin in absolute silence, happy with the outcome. These were part of a limited cartoon series in a strategy to promote their new line of toys, but it turns out to backfire, as Catnap seems to be anything but popular amongst the consumers, as many report being hunted and tormented by severe nightmares purchasing Catnap. Each toy seems to have a mechanism when having their tails pulled, a spray of their corresponding smell being emitted, as if being air fresheners, but Catnap seems to have other properties, not suitable for anyone, having anything but soothing and calming effects. A news channel picks up on the current reports and incidents, on how the backlash caused the organization to recall all Catnap toys, removing him from their line of smiling critters toys, but it seems damage had already been done, with people starting to lose trust in the company and its products, feeling their toys are not safe for children. This is confirmed by a personnel in the Home Sweet Home department of Playtime Co., where an orphan is tormented by severe nightmares after interacting with Catnap. So what happened to Catnap? Why did it start smelling so foul, and why the clear spray or mist turned red, causing severe nightmares? Could it be another sabotage done by the prototype to turn people against Playtime Co. so they can be exposed with the toys maybe finally freed? It could simply be a malfunction, or in actuality a meticulous plot by the prototype. If anything, the story seems to be getting deeper and much more interesting, and I can't wait for what Puppy Playtime Chapter 3 has to offer, as they're really putting a lot of work into it. Anyways, it's been your host Star, thanks for being here, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.